Good morning, welcome back to the channel. Today marks the day we start the Magnum Hellcat Charger build. And in the last video, you guys saw me remove the drivetrain from this car. I got the car from the auction. It was a theft car, which actually made it quite a bit easier to get it stripped down really quick. I didn't need a lot of the parts that an SXT would have provided me. I mean, I would have had headlights and fenders and stuff like that. The fenders are gonna be different because I'm gonna do this wide body. So I need to order all the new fenders, the new quarter panels, etc. So what I'm gonna be doing in this video is I'm gonna be removing the headliner, sunroof. I need to remove the back glass. I brought my inductor so I can heat the glue up and pull the glass out. I need to remove the trunk, all the rear interior, all the trunk interior, and just drop all the wiring harnesses down so we don't mess them up. I wanna save as much as I possibly can, so when I put this thing back together, I'm not in the predicament of having to order stuff that I messed up at this point. So what we're gonna do is start this process, figure out after we get that done where we're gonna section the car to have a hatch go to it. What I'm thinking I'm gonna be able to do is I'm gonna be able to use Charger doors, and all I'm gonna have to do is section in the door frame for the Magnum. So I'm not 100% sure. This is gonna be, I'm kind of winging it. That's pretty much how I do all my projects like this. But I guess it will be an experience. You guys are gonna follow me for the experience, and let's get to work on this, get all this stuff stripped down. The Charger headliner, sunroof, curtain airbags, everything is removed. The wiring is dropped down. Everything from the trunk's removed. Everything up here is removed. It is ready to go. So the plan with this is I pulled the rear glass. I'm gonna pull the front windshield as well. Usually these crack when you remove them. I think I've got one windshield to come out without cracking, but I'll probably just end up putting a new windshield in it. But I'm gonna remove the roof skin to get the spot welds for the roof skin. I'm gonna have to have this glass out. Then I'll just remove the whole roof skin. It'll make it a lot easier. I also tried to stick, I thought they're very similar for the front doors. I tried to stick the Magnum door, front door on the Charger, and I think it's very close, but the door frame actually sits up quite a bit higher all the way around. And I think that's because how the Magnums are. They have like that little channel right here, and this is a lot thinner. So I don't think it's an end all to the project, but I'm gonna get the roof skin off. Once I get the roof skin off, I'm going to figure out where I'm gonna section this rail, and then I'll drill the spot welds out of it and remove it. I'll probably have to section it down here, but one thing I found out, I got a tape measure and started measuring stuff. The trunk of the Charger, so one thing I cannot get around is I can't make the trunk or the hatch any wider than this already is, because the taillights, there's no way for me to modify taillights because the Magnum hatch is actually quite a bit wider. I think it's I think it was like 51 inches and this is like 47 inches or something like that. So what I'm going to end up having to do is create my own hatch. I'm most likely going to use a lot of the structural components out of the Magnum and modify them because I need a way to have a hatch mechanism. Unless I find a whole nother hatch mechanism out of another car, I'm not sure yet, but I'm still kind of deciding how I'm going to go about doing this because this is something that's 100% new, and I think it'll be a lot nicer that it's all updated, including the hatch as well. So I think the best plan of attack is to utilize the rear trunk from the Charger. Actually, I probably want to utilize one with a camera, but for now I'll utilize that trunk over there, the trunk that came off this car, and use that as the base of the hatch because it has the latch, it has all the, you know, components in it. I need to pretty much section this. I'm gonna figure out where I'm gonna cut it, but I want to keep the latches for the seats because these are the updated ones, or I mean these are the ones for the car. The Magnum ones are a little bit different, and the U-nuts are right here, so I need to cut this pretty much, I think, up here, give it a little bit of structure, and then just kind of come over and then just get rid of all this other stuff back here so it's 100% open. Randomly walked through the Junkyard and found some 300C doors. So hopefully
we weren't even trying to be here, huh? We just came here to.
We were just on the way.
We're just like, why not? We're up here.
Yeah. So I might have to come back. So the plan is I'm going to grab. So the passenger side door on that side's messed up. The 3 doors, these 2 on this side and the 1 rear on that side is good. So what's going to happen is I'm going to grab all 3 of these doors. Then tomorrow I'm going to come back up, grab the other door because I can only fit so much in my truck. And for the Charger wagon project, I'm going to hack the roof, probably on the A-pillar right here, and then cut it down, quarter panel back there, and then just take pretty much the whole roof because I need this door frame on the Charger. It, as you can see, kind of from that one over there, it swoops down a little bit more. So we need it to go further back so it matches up with how the back kind of goes. Just loaded everything in the truck and it's a full load. So I got all 4 doors off the 300C. Tomorrow I'm going to come get the roof so I could build the Charger Magnum, but I need the roof from a 300C. Finally back to the Junkyard. What I'm going to do now is unload all of the doors. Then I want to test fit one of the front doors onto, well, I guess the only good door is the driver's side door off that 300C. The 300C door is bolted to the Charger. Everything with mounting the door is the same. The hinges are the same. The mounting points are the same. It's after that we just start running into some issues, but I already figured that we were. The one thing I didn't think was going to happen, the door is actually, it looks like it's about 1 inch, 2 inches longer, which really doesn't make too much sense. But that being said, then we run into some issues with how the door frame goes with the roof. Obviously, I already knew the front windshields weren't the same. I believe the 300C windshield is the same as the Magnums, but I'm not exactly sure. So we have the Charger windshield. I'm probably gonna keep the whole roof for the Charger, but you can see that it actually bubbles up quite a bit more in the front, and then it slopes pretty much the same in this area, and then we have it start to slope down. Obviously we already knew that, but I just wanted to test fit this door to see what was going to happen. So
what'd you do, David?
I'm cutting the roof off of this car, and I left the 2 bolts for the doors, just in case I need to go that far down, but I don't think I need to. I think all I need to do is section in this piece because I need it flat for the charger. Is removing the roof skin. Roof skins are extremely easy to remove. So what you do when you remove them is there's spot welds on the front side, there's spot welds on the back side, then you just run a cutoff wheel up and down this seam right here. The roof skin and this rail are just brazed together, and then there's a couple spots of glue on it. I should be able to get the roof skin off completely without damaging it because I don't want to damage it unless I need it later on. So pull the roof skin off. Then once the roof skin's off, I can start worrying about what I'm going to do about these rails and the quarter panel and how I'm going to set this whole thing up to kind of make it properly look like a wagon, as well as structurally be safe while I drive it. And if the thing ever rolls over, it's going to be structurally sound and more rigid. So the plan is I got the 300C doors, instantly realized that I already knew this, but I thought the front door would at least kind of line up. Finished removing the roof skin off of the Charger, and they're pretty simple, but you have to use a cutoff wheel to grind down the brazing that connects the roof skin to the A pillars, or the A, B, and C pillar, and it's just kind of a process. So once you have the roof skin off, then you can get to the spot welds for the A pillar, B pillar, C pillar, quarter panel area. So what I'm going to do now is figure out where I'm going to section this thing and then kind of go from there. But I feel like when Dodge puts this together and spot welds it all, it's all one piece, because it doesn't look like there's any area where they braze it in. Like on the older Japanese cars, on 240s, 240Zs, all that older stuff, they have spots where it's brazed in and there's a braze line. You just cut that, and most people just panel bond it, but you can't rebraze it. So on here, what I'm probably going to end up doing is just wherever I section it on the exterior last piece, I'll just end up brazing that section. And I think it's a lot better than actually going ahead and using the the panel bond and then sanding it down and then doing all the body work over that, or welding it, because when you weld it, it warps and distorts the panel, and then you have to put body filler over that to get it really smooth because they'll be warped, or you can stud gun it. Just a lot of excess that you don't really need to do. So need to figure out where I'm going to cut this now. One thing I did do, as you guys might have seen, I used the inductor because there's glue underneath the roof skin, and to get the roof skin off without messing it up, all I did was run the inductor back and forth. Obviously, if I'm probably going to end up selling that roof skin if I don't need it to cut it up, and whoever puts it on literally is going to have to paint it anyway. So it really doesn't matter that the inductor really messed up the paint, because as you can see back here, all the paint kind of bubbled and stuff because of that seal. Is really weird. It was just really tight to get that back glass out, the front glass as well, but no issues, because we're going to repaint this whole car a different color because I really don't want it to be silver. It's going to be a Hellwagon, so I want it to be a really nice color. I was actually thinking the Hellcat green. I want to paint the FD that color anyway, so I could get a gallon and paint this and that, because 1 gallon of that color would paint 2 cars, because it'd be 2 gallons reduced. That is going to wrap up this episode of the Charger Magnum Hellcat build. I now have this thing stripped down to a point where I can next time come in and start just removing everything that I think I need to remove. I'm most likely going to remove the rails on both sides. I already cut the back of the section that holds the windshield or the rear back glass in, and just kind of get an idea of how everything is going to go together. What I plan on doing on the Magnums, on the edge right there on both sides, it just wraps around to the strut tower. I'm probably just going to mimic that on this, as well as I need to figure out what I'm going to do for quarter glasses and all of that stuff. So I'm really excited on how this thing is turning out so far. I mean, it is a big project and we are making some good progress. So that said, that's the end of this episode. If you like these videos, make sure to click the subscribe button, thumbs up, throw a comment below what you think of this project. I think it's going to turn out really good, but tag a friend if they are interested in something like this. And as always, see you guys next time.